the NET exam forms are out. I should fill the forms. But wait, let me check whether am I eligible for the same or not. What is the age limit for the exam? Can I give exam in 2 subjects? What if I fail? Will I get another chance? So many questions, so many answers, but still so much of confusion. I'm sure every one of you must have come across such a situation while registering for UGC NET or while you decide upon giving UGC NET exam. Hi everyone, I'm Megha and welcome to UGC NET with Megha. In this video, we are going to counter as many doubt areas as possible. So what exactly is UGC NET? So UGC NET exam is the national eligibility test which is conducted by University Grants Commission. But now the authority of conducting the exam has been given to National Testing Agency, and this exam is conducted in order to test your eligibility to become an assistant professor or assistant professor and junior research fellowship. So this exam consists of 150 objective type of questions holding 2 marks each. There are 2 parts of the paper. Part 1, which is a general paper, which is common for all the subjects, and paper 2 is your subject specific paper, that is the subject in which you have done your post-graduation. And the best part of this examination is that there is no negative marking. So the very advantage of this is you can attempt all the questions that are there in the exam without the fear of losing any marks. But you can always earn the brownie marks because you can guess the answer at times correctly. We are going to counter all the questions one by one here. The very first question that we are going to discuss here is, what is the eligibility criteria? So the very first requirement to give UGC NET exam is the enrollment in masters. Whether you have completed your masters or not is not a problem. The basic requirement is enrollment for masters, and in such a case, if you appear for the exam and clear the exam, then you are supposed to complete your masters within 2 years of clearing the exam. The next criteria to be satisfied is the minimum marks that one should have in masters. So the percentage should be minimum 55, taking the average of both the years. But there is a relaxation for the reserved classes like ST, SC, OBC, also transgender, PWD. For them, the minimum marks are 50%, taking the average of both the years. Next criteria is the age limit. For appearing for the NET exam, that is for the post of assistant professor, there is no age limit or no upper bar here. But for junior research fellowship, the upper bar is 30 years. But again, there is a relaxation for the reserved classes as well as PWD and women, and also the PhD scholars, which is 5 years of relaxation. That means they can give the exam up to the age of 35 years. Whereas people possessing degree of LLM or the post-graduation in law, they are given a relaxation of 3 years. That is, they can give the exam up to the age of 33 years. So can a candidate appear for more than 2 subjects in the NET exam? So the answer is no. You can only appear for 1 subject at a time, even if you possess multiple master degrees, but you can appear in NET for 1 subject at a time only. And if you fill forms for multiple subjects, it would result in the cancellation of your forms. Now the next question that bothers everybody is that, what if we don't clear the exam in the first attempt? You are allowed multiple attempts as there is no bar on the number of attempts a person can give. So nothing to worry if you are not able to clear your exam in the very first attempt. You have attempts ahead in which you can clear the exam. Another thing to be kept in mind is that you can give the NET exam in the subject in which you have done your masters. For example, if you've done your masters in commerce, then you can give the NET exam in commerce only. You cannot give NET exam in English or law for that matter. The candidates are not required to clear paper 1 and paper 2 separately. That was the old practice where paper 1 was a qualifying paper. Now the candidate is required to score the cutoff marks out of 300, and the cutoff varies every year depending upon the number of students that have appeared in the exam, the difficulty level of the paper, and the vacancies available. But to be on the safer side, make sure you score decent marks in both the papers. The next question, that is the mode of examination. So the mode of examination is online and the fee for the exam is rupees 1000 for the general category, rupees 500 for OBC and EWS category, and rupees 250 for ST, SC and transgender and also PWD category. Another area of confusion for the candidates is while filling the exam form, they find it difficult to choose the field, that is the only assistant professor, only JRF or assistant professor and JRF. So you should always fill assistant professor and JRF, because if you get the cutoff equivalent for JRF, you will not be given the benefit of doubt. That means even if you have the marks but you have not filled for JRF, then you would not be awarded the degree of JRF. And also people at times fear that if they fill both assistant professor and JRF, and if their marks are not equal to the marks required to clear JRF, they will not be awarded the degree of assistant professorship. But the fact is, you will be awarded the degree of assistant professorship irrespective of the fact that your JRF was cleared or not. Another confusion that people have, whether the degree is valid for a certain period or it is valid for lifetime. So the degree of assistant professorship, that is NET, is valid for lifetime, whereas your degree for junior research fellowship, that is your JRF, is valid for 3 years only. Another myth that the candidates have is that they are only given 1 hour for completing paper 1, which is not true. You are given in total 3 hours for completing both the papers, that is 150 questions are to be done within 3 hours of time. And for the ease of students, UGC conducts this exam twice a year, that is in the month of June and December tentatively. And the exam forms for the June attempt are released between the month of March and April, and for the December month, the exam forms are released between the months of September and October. And the admit card is released 15 to 20 days before the exam week. So I hope I have cleared all your doubts regarding UGC NET exam eligibility and other criteria. But still, if you have any other query, please leave your query in the comment section, or you can WhatsApp us for your queries and we'll get back to you for the same. Also, leave your suggestions in the comment box if you have any certain topic in mind which you want me to cover regarding UGC NET. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And for our detailed online course, visit our website www.ugcnetwithmegha.com. The link for the website is in the description below, and for regular updates, follow us on our social media handles.